Hey, my brother would like to fight the demigod. He says that you have nothing on him. Your brother has a death wish. So people have been asking about this shirt. They're like, dude, you start going to the gym and all of a sudden you think you're all pumped up. This is a One Punch Man shirt. If you've never watched One Punch Man, you wouldn't understand this workout. And plus, I mean, don't try it unless you want to go bald. All right, so yesterday there was a huge leak. I don't know if I'm actually allowed to show any of these pictures, so I'm just not gonna chance it. I know a lot of other big YouTubers have shown these pictures and stuff. See, the thing is that when you start posting these things that Activision hasn't announced yet, they start like striking people and shit. I'm just not gonna take the chance. I know Team Art Allier, all them, they posted, you know, pictures of it and people ain't giving a fuck, but me, I just, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, there was a leak for COD 2017. You probably heard like a shit ton of people talking about it, but coming from somebody that has played Call of Duty for a very long time, not like, you know, anybody else that was talking about it hasn't played Call of Duty for a very long time. From a sniper standpoint, I figured I would, you know, throw my 2 cents in here. Fucking lobby's terrible. Filled with nothing but a bunch of sweaty little nerds. It's my first game. I'm just trying to warm up here. Anyway, so Call of Duty 2017 stuff is leaked, and apparently it's called Call of Duty World War II, or WW2, or WWII, WW11, whatever the fuck you want to do. WW Roman numeral, you know. By the way, I almost got the 18th Prestige last night, but I just got really burnt out. It was difficult. I don't think I'm going to be able to make 20th over the whole weekend, but I'm going to try. Maybe at least 19th. Maybe. If I'm able to Prestige tonight and get to like level 30, I could be on track to make it for tomorrow. So obviously with it being, you know, Call of Duty World War II, I actually forget what World at War was based on. I'm assuming it's World War II. I hardly remember any of the campaign. It was like a few scenes that I remember, but I don't remember the whole gist of everything. But see, now the thing is, this is a leak and it's still a rumor since, you know, Activision hasn't confirmed it or anything yet. So there's still the chance that it could be fake. And the thing is, the thing that happens is, the one thing that's sort of making me doubt it, okay? Remember when I was talking about, you know, how things could get leaked and then, you know, people's channels get taken down and stuff? It's basically confirmation that like it's real. They don't want these images out on the internet. None of these pictures have been taken down yet. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to be that guy and be like, oh, well, it's completely fine. And then, you know, we get fucked. Why is it so hot in here? Nobody's stuff has been taken down. So it kind of like, it leaves a little bit of doubt for people. They're like, you know, why aren't they, you know, taking their stuff down? Or maybe they're not really prioritizing this kind of thing anymore. Maybe because it's close to launch and whatever. But I mean, shit, I almost just got in trouble on Twitter just for posting a screenshot in the Modern Warfare 2 menu when people were able to play a couple days early. So a lot of things, they're not the most consistent. They seem to be completely on top of it, but right now, not really. It doesn't seem like they're really doing that much. Or maybe it's just because it's pictures. I'm not really sure. I know the last time that they announced Infinite Warfare, I think it was May 2nd. Yeah, I think it was May 2nd. And for some reason, they keep putting me on this fucking team with 7 people, and I can't spawn it. Don't do it again. And then they put me on Overgrown. All right, so World at War was World War II. It's basically going back to that time period. Now, the thing is that, okay, so from a sniper standpoint, this is really cool because back on World at War, the sniping was hard. And I think, who made World at War? Was it Treyarch? I think Treyarch made World at War. This is back when Treyarch didn't have that much respect until Black Ops 1 came out. And then people were like, oh, it's actually pretty good. I remember it was actually frowned upon to be a Treyarch player, a Treyarch fan of the series. Because at that time, that's when like MW2 and Call of Duty 4 came out and all that shit. And those were considered the best games at that time. Ever since then, Infinity Ward has kind of fallen off since, and Treyarch is considered the best. But now Sledgehammer Games are the ones that's making this one. Now, the thing about Sledgehammer, okay, Sledgehammer are the ones that made what? So far, they've made Modern Warfare 3 and Advanced Warfare, right? Now, the thing is that a lot of people really don't like the sound of Sledgehammer just because they were the ones that made Advanced Warfare, right? Everybody's like, oh yeah, they're the ones that it's all their idea, and this whole like going to outer space thing, they all started it all. Reality of it is, it's probably not the case at all. A lot of it has to do with what Activision wants them to do, and that's why all 3 of the companies started making all 3 of these types of games. They're like, okay, we're going to outer space for this cycle. And assuming that kind of trend continues, like trying to stay around in the same era, or at least having a type of game considering the last 3 Call of Duties, Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, and Infinite Warfare now all had that advanced movement system, right? Assuming this is starting a new cycle, but going back to World War II and being on the ground like this isn't World War II, but you know. That means potentially that the next 2 Call of Duties could actually be, you know, boots on the ground and shit. They might just never, ever come back to this whole flying around thing. And a lot of people are happy about that. Me, I don't personally care. I just want to be able to play a game and make videos on a game that I enjoy playing, which most of the time I enjoy playing anything that comes out. I mean, shit, I liked Advanced Warfare. I know a lot of people cringe at me saying that out loud, but I liked Advanced Warfare. I liked these, you know, jetpack Call of Duties. The thing is that they just didn't really sit well with people's audiences. This is why Call of Duty struggles on YouTube now to this day, because it's been 3 years now with this jetpack stuff. People are really tired and annoyed with it, and it's killing the series, and Activision and all of them understand understand that. Don't get me wrong, there are like a good amount of people that really do actually like this jetpack stuff. Like I've seen people already have complaints about, you know, them going back to World War II and actually not having any exos or like, you know, boost jumps and shit. There are actually people out there that are complaining about that. And I mean, I'm sorry, but this is where the original Call of Duty thing came from. Like this is how Call of Duty was at its roots. And that's what Michael Condrey said over and over and over and over and over again. Making Call of Duty back to its roots over and over and over and over. He's trying to basically win us completely over just by like trying to promise us that, look, it's gonna be boots on the ground. 100% gonna be boots on the ground. There's like all these screenshots and stuff of like people trying to figure out if these World War II, if the title is actually World War II. There was like an old screenshot of his bio where it said Michael Condrey, CEO or whatever, working on MW3, AW, and blank, 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 which would fit World War II because 4 blanks World War II. WWII. There's all sorts of old screenshots from it. Apparently his bio is changed now from what it was before, back when he had a different profile picture and everything. They probably asked him to change it unless it's, you know, fake, which it could very well be. They could have just found one of his old pictures and then just like, you know, changed the text themselves on, you know, Chrome or whatever. Inspect element. Somebody ended up leaking it. I don't remember. It was on Reddit when it was originally leaked. I'm even afraid to like link this shit. I don't know any of the names or whatever, but because I'm not using any of the images, it should be fine. But there were a lot, and I mean a lot of images, like over 10 images of like the front and back, multiple pictures, different artworks and stuff that weren't matched anywhere else on the internet, period. People were trying to say that one of the screenshots were like from Saving Private Ryan. Nothing actually matches. All of the text is original text. It's not copied. It's not a font. It's not anything like, it's just there. It's an original text. It's the first of its kind. The pictures of the soldiers are the first of their kind, and the screenshots look legitimate. The case looks legitimate. The artwork looks legitimate, and there's nothing really pointing towards it being fake, other than the fact that Call of Duty / Activision hasn't striked people's channels or taken people's shit, but even then, they're just pictures. We don't know. Or they realize, hey, if we remove this, we're basically confirming that it's legitimate, and they don't want to do that, but I really doubt they would be, like, childish in that way. I think as a business, they would just remove it. Maybe they just don't see a big deal about it. Maybe they're just gonna let the hype build up and stuff. Everybody knows that it's supposed to be boots on the ground. This fits the whole boots on the ground theme. There's some people that were freaking out because apparently in one of the pictures, there's this one picture of these soldiers, like, storming the beach, right? Sitting behind, like, these spikes. And above them is a bunch of fighter planes. And one of the fighter planes is, like, kind of turned sideways, and some people are screenshotting it, zooming in on it, asking if it looks like a person with a jetpack. It's not a fucking person in a jetpack, okay? I would give a public apology and shine the man's shoes who said that shit, if that is a person flying in the air with those planes in World War II. It's clearly a distorted image of a plane flying. The last time we were in World War II was World at War. All of the previous Call of Duties before that, besides one of them, Call of Duty 4, were all based in the World Wars, or at least around that time period. So thinking about World at War, because that's the, you know, the most recent thing that we can go off of here. Black Ops 1 was a little bit earlier than modern time as well, so I mean, I guess you can try to brainstorm with that too. But back on World at War, there was a lot of weapons on World at War, particularly sniper rifles. I think we had 4 or 5 bolt action rifles. It was really cool, because at that time, obviously, we didn't have like all these like crazy semi-auto, extremely accurate, low recoil weapons. And the only thing that was even close to like, say a Barrett 50 cal or something like that was the PTRS, which was a gas-powered rifle. And I'm sure there were more, you know, semi-automatic rifles at that time, but not to the degree of something like, you know, this, like, fuck, just being able to do that. There was the M1 Garand, which you could actually unlock a sniper scope for, and people used it that way, but not that many people really used it like that. I don't know, I'm just hyped to actually be able to get more bolt action rifles, because, you know, I was really hyped up about getting a new sniper rifle here that looked very similar to an MSR, at least from the screenshots that were leaked. And, you know, I just kind of got disappointed with this headshot spam machine thing. It's a fun weapon. It gets kind of boring after a while, but I mean, I'm just saying, you know, I would have preferred to get another bolt action rifle like the M40 or the R700 or whatever. However they wanted to do it, I'm not really sure. If people are asking for an intervention, if they added the intervention, there would be no reason to use the M40 and the R700 just because it would be substantially better if it had like more than 5 shots in it anyway. But again, here we are. What's the point of using the M21 and the Dragunov if we just have the new D25S, the new sniper rifle they added? I don't really think they even give a shit. We might still end up getting a sniper rifle, a bolt action anyway. Also, the people that leaked this information were the same ones that leaked the information, I think, on IW. All the leaks that came out before the game was released, it was found by the same people. So now these people were correct about it once already before. It seems like whoever it is that's leaking this stuff is getting invited to these events in some way, shape, or form, and they've been invited to the last one, and they got invited to this one, and they're leaking images again, and they're leaking shit again. They're probably just gonna start looking through people's shit hardcore so these people can stop leaking this stuff, because unless it's some crazy conspiracy thing where, like, they just letting them do that just to be, like, start building hype early, I don't know. Not to make it sound way more exciting than it actually is. We're basically, you know, we're gonna get a boots on the ground Call of Duty, going back to World War II, back to what the original Call of Duties were based on to begin with. A lot of people are saying, oh, you're biting Battlefield 1 style and all this other shit, and it's like, this is what the original Call of Duty thing is. Nothing against Battlefield, great fucking game. But Call of Duty was there at the start, and they changed things up into that whole jetpacking thing because people were complaining complaining about it being, oh, it's so boring. Call of Duty's the same thing over and over and over again every single year. And then they changed a lot of the shit around, and then people started hating it. So they're gonna go back to what they knew was working before. Even if people were complaining about being bored, you just move on to something else. I didn't play that much Black Ops 3 because I was able to still play MW3. And as a person that played a lot of, you know, Sledgehammer games, I played a good amount of Advanced Warfare. I played a shit ton of MW3. Sledgehammer games tend to be more clunky. They tend to be very static. That's about the only way I can think of it. For example, YYing wasn't really much of a thing in Modern Warfare 3. It's either your weapon is out or it's not. It's none of this in-between thing where you can hit YY like on MW2, for example, with the intervention where you can just like hit YY and your character like sways his gun in a different way and it's very smooth. On MW3, it was very static. It was very clunky feeling. The mechanics of like how the guns swap, all of it felt really static. You would know what I mean if you played MW3. World at War felt fine, but that was made by Treyarch. I had this idea that, you know, the game is going to be a little clunky just, you know, looking at their past games, and that didn't stop me from, you know, didn't make me like the game any less. Obviously, you know, a smoothness of, you know, Infinity Ward game would feel great, or even a Treyarch game would feel great, but I don't mind that one bit. You saw how much I uploaded Modern Warfare 3 on my channel. I have more Modern Warfare 3 videos than anything else. That's like 70% of my channel, Modern Warfare 3. I love that game with all my heart. As much as it pissed me off, I loved how the game felt. I'm sure some of the classics are going to come back. The Garand has to be there for the semi-autos. It's such a classic weapon. It's there. It's like not putting the M16 in a modern game. It's such a classic weapon. It's such a staple that it's just weird for it to not be there. I'm expecting the Thompson to be there. My favorite guns to use back on World at War was the Springfield and the Kar 98. It was a good group of people that used the Mosin. It was like the slowest bolt action, but it had like a shit ton of damage and it felt really nice. All of them felt really nice, but they all felt unique. That was the really cool thing about it. They're not all the same sniper rifle. Springfield was very quick, felt really light to move around with. Kar 98 was a combination of the two. Kar 98 had a really smooth animation when you were ADSing, when you were quick scoping and stuff. It felt really nice. The other one, the Arasaka, it had this strange way that it would like scope in because the scope was on the side of the gun, so the gun would ADS coming in from the side. Some people just got disgusting shots with that thing. The PTRS would do a similar thing, the way that he would bring it up to his face. It would like kind of swoop over in front. All of the guns felt different, even though they all basically did the same thing. I'm just excited for that. I am hoping that there isn't just like, you know, 2 bolt actions or whatever. I'm hoping to get, you know, at least 3 sniper rifles, you know? The thing is, Sledgehammer has always been good to us snipers. They have always given us all of the tools that we ever needed. Probably more than we needed, to be honest. Advanced Warfare sniping was pretty insane. It still had aim assist. You can like pop the shit out of people from forever away. Aim assist was still there. Modern Warfare 3 sniping, you know how that shit went. They gave us a lot of tools to actually, you know, do well. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section if you think it's real or fake. What would you want in the game? What would you prefer? The whole 357 setup? Do you want the classic perks back like stopping power and all those? Would you prefer the game without the stopping power? Do you want a fast time to kill? Do you want it more like Black Ops 1 where it took like 3 or 4 bullets to put people down instead of 2? I don't know. Let me know down in the comment section. I'm gonna be reading all of this just to see, like, to try to get a general, you know, consensus of what everybody's thinking. I know there's gonna be some people that want this and some people that want that, like I explained earlier, but just to get a general idea, it'd be cool to see. I guess we'll see if it's real or not in the future. If the trailer is coming out in May, just like the last trailer did, then it's not that far away. A little bit more than a month away. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. My most recent videos are popping up on the screen here. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed, and yeah, it's been Jeb, guys. Later.